Emily struggled to contain her emotions as she whispered, "I don't know how to thank you." Her face revealed an overwhelming mix of gratitude and disbelief, emotions she couldn't put into words. Keanu met her eyes and said softly, "You don't have to thank me. Just know that someone cares about you and Oliver." Gradually, Emily began opening up about her past. "It all started a year ago," she began, her voice trembling. "My husband Liam passed away in a car accident. It was just an ordinary night, or so I thought. When the police knocked on my door, it felt like the ground disappeared beneath my feet. They told me he didn't suffer, but it didn't matter. He was just gone." She paused to wipe away a tear as memories flooded back. After Liam's death, everything fell apart. The life insurance wasn't enough, bills kept piling up, and his parents, they said I wasn't capable of raising Oliver. They filed for custody, claiming I was emotionally unstable. Maybe they were right. I was a mess. But everything I did was for Oliver. Keanu listened intently, his expression a mixture of sympathy and quiet anger at the injustice she had faced. Emily continued, her voice tinged with bitterness. "When I realized the court might take Oliver from me, I grabbed what little money I had left, packed my car, and fled to another state. I thought it would be temporary, that I'd find a job and get back on my feet. For a while, it seemed to work. I got a job at a cafe, started saving money, and even felt like I was making progress." Her face darkened as she recounted the next part. "Then a customer started harassing me. He'd say disgusting things, and one day I snapped and yelled at him. Instead of helping me, the manager fired me. With no income, I couldn't pay my rent, and soon, Oliver and I were living in the car. Since then, every day has been a fight to survive. Picking up odd jobs, pushing shopping carts, doing anything I could to keep going for him." Emily's voice broke as she added, "I know this isn't the life he deserves. He deserves a home, a stable life. But I'm just so tired." Keanu leaned closer, his voice steady and filled with conviction. "Emily, you're fighting a battle no one should face alone. The fact that you've kept going, that you're still trying, that's incredible. And you're not alone anymore. We'll figure this out together." That night, Keanu made a decision. He wasn't going to stop at offering a kind gesture. He knew Emily and Oliver needed more than temporary relief. They needed a fresh start. Picking up his phone, he began making calls, reaching out to friends and community organizations, determined to create a real plan for their future. The next morning, Keanu returned to the motel where he had arranged for Emily and Oliver to stay. As he knocked on her door, Emily opened it hesitantly, holding Oliver in her arms. Keanu smiled and handed her a few shopping bags. "These are for you," he said. Inside were new clothes, hygiene products, and some essentials for Oliver. Emily looked at him, her eyes brimming with emotion. "You've already done so much. I don't know how to accept this." "This isn't charity," Keanu replied gently. "It's help. Everyone needs help sometimes. Let me do this for you and Oliver." Emily nodded, her voice soft as she said, "Thank you." Over the next few weeks, Keanu worked tirelessly to secure a brighter future for Emily and Oliver. Through his connections, he found temporary housing for them at a community center, where Emily was introduced to social workers who could help her rebuild her life. He also helped her land a part-time job as a receptionist. On her first day at work, Keanu walked her to the office door. "This is just the beginning," he said with a reassuring smile. "You're going to do great." Emily was nervous, but was welcomed warmly by her new colleagues. Slowly, she began to regain her confidence, and every day she returned home to Oliver feeling a little stronger. One evening, as they sat together in their small apartment, Emily turned to Keanu and said, "I don't know how I'll ever repay you." "You don't need to repay me," Keanu replied, his voice steady. "Every step you take to improve your life and Oliver's is more than enough." Emily smiled, though her eyes held a spark of determination. "One day, I want to help others the way you helped me." Keanu nodded, his smile widening. "That's the best way to pay it forward, turning your story into hope for someone else." That night, as Emily tucked Oliver into bed and watched him sleep peacefully, she felt something she hadn't felt in a long time. Hope. Her journey was far from over, but she knew she was no longer alone. And as Keanu drove home under the stars, he realized something too. Helping Emily and Oliver had changed his life as much as it had changed theirs. This version organizes the story into structured paragraphs while retaining its emotional depth and uplifting message.